Hello everyone, this is United Nagas. Today we're going to talk about the short history of Chakasang Naga tribe of Nagaland. We believe making this video on those topics, where it is important to have basic knowledge about the subject so that the younger generation will aware about the culture and tradition of their ancestors, which help the structure and foundation of our people and our society. The Chakasangs are a major Naga ethnic group inhabiting the northeast Indian state of Nagaland. The Chakasang Naga belongs to the Mongoloid race. They are a Tibeto-Burman people whose language falls in the Sino-Tibetan linguistic family. The Chakasangs are divided into two groups known as Chokri and Khaja. Originally, Chakasang represent people belonging to three language groups, namely Chokri, Khaja, and Sungtom, now Pochuri, from where the word Chakasang came, taking the first syllable of each tribe, Cha from Chokri, K from Khaja, and Sung from Sungtom. Chakasang consist of two major groups, Chokri and Khaja, and one minor group, Zamai or Zavame, who belong to the Pumai Naga tribe living predominantly in Manipur. According to oral history as handed down the ages, from the ancestors says that Sumi, Angami, and Chakasang were the sons of Koza the chief, who was the foremost ancestral forefather, established and settled at Keza Kanoma village. It is told that Chakasang was the eldest son, Angami the second son, and Sumi the youngest son of the first man who settled in Keza Kanoma, known as Koza the father and the mother Kola. The story says that there was a flat stone, which was not an ordinary stone. It was a magical stone because when people placed the rice on it, by nightfall the quantity of the rice became doubled. After the father's death, mothers fired the magical stone and broke it into pieces, and the three sons decided to take the people who were under them, and various phases of migration took place. This gave rise to the first three tribes, the Chakasang, the Angami, and the Sumi. Thus, Keza Kanoma is considered as the ancestral home to these three tribes. The present inhabitants of this village speak Khaja dialect, belonging to the Chakasung Naga tribe. Chakasangs were previously known as the former Eastern Angamis, now recognized as a separate ethnic group. On January 10, 1946, the erstwhile Eastern Angamis came to be known as the Chakasang tribe. The Chakasang Nagas are primarily settled in Pek district in the southeastern part of Nagaland. A hilly district with thick vegetation and lush flora and fauna, the district gets its name from the word Fikri Kidzi, meaning watchtower. One can also find them in other districts of Nagaland. In the past, agriculture was the main economy and occupation of the people, besides hunting, fishing, and gathering of edible plants and fruits in the jungle. The people practice paddy plantation, kulo, as the main source of food. Tea is a favorite beverage which they consume 2 to 3 times a day and is offered to guests as a sign of hospitality and friendliness. Like the other Naga tribes, Chakasang practiced animism. They believed in supernatural spirits residing within inanimate objects, like stones, the presence of both benign spirit that protects and malevolent spirit that take away life or harm people, and the existence of a supreme being, which they call Erubfu, male god, and Eruzu, female god, that punishes or rewards people according to their deeds. But later on, with the arrival of Christian faith in Nagaland, many of the Chakasang converted to Christianity and believes the essence of the gospel consists of the doctrine of salvation by grace alone, solely through faith in the atonement of Jesus Christ. The Chakasang celebrate 7 traditional festivals in a year: the Thurinyi, the Sukrunyi, the Nyunyi, the Tukanyi or Tsukinyi, the Turhinyi or Chodanyi, and the Kalunyi. All of the festivals are based on their agricultural cycles. Sukrunyi is the greatest and most significant festival of the Chakasung tribe of Nagaland. It is celebrated in the month of January. A few of the villages also celebrate it in the month of February. For the convenience of all concerned, the days from 7th to the 15th of January have been reaffirmed and set aside for the entire Chakasung community for the celebration of Sukrunyi. After completion of this pre-harvesting festival, the people are to go for seed sowing work, Juming, from February to April. With the coming of Christianity, Sukrunyi's religious and traditional ceremonies and rituals are no longer in practice in most of the villages. However, Sukrunyi is still celebrated with great significance and enthusiasm, mostly by the Chokris in Phek district. During this traditional festival, the indigenous games, folk songs, folk dance, and sports fully occupy the festive period of 6 days, in keeping with the Christian spirit. Among the popular festivals of Nagaland, Tukanyi or Tsukinyi Festival of Nagaland is also one of the colorful festival of the Chakasang Nagas. It was earlier celebrated at the end of March, on the 3rd lunar month precisely. But now it is being observed on the last week of April or the 1st week of May. It is a festival that marks the onset of the hectic sowing season and is hence a time to rejoice and rejuvenate. It preludes welcome to a new year. People celebrate and pray for a fruitful year ahead. The festival is grounds for merrymaking and a way of honoring the Chakasung culture and traditions. The festival is eye-catchy and makes for an interesting tourism venture. Tsukinyi is celebrated for about 4 days, with various digits of ceremonies and rituals being practiced on each specific day. The 4 days of the festival make for divulging holidays for visitors. If you want to know details significance of the Chakasang festivals, then please drop your comment in the comment section below. Nagas has many tribes, and each tribe has its own culture and tradition. At this generation, we do not know much about our culture. The younger generation forgets their own culture. Therefore, we, the United Nagas, urge Chakasang's community and Nagas in general to continue demonstrating and upholding the unique culture traits message to the younger generation and make every effort to preserve and develop age-old customs and traditional practices in order to revive and keeping the Naga identity alive. So, no matter which tribe we belong, but we should preserve our culture and bring alive the old tradition. Kukna Lim.